Hey, Sven. We're on the Super Truckers Live. What's everyone into? Appreciate you hitting the like button, guys. I guess I'll zoom out, man. It's like struggling for some reason. Let's see if that helps. Much going on, huh? Ain't much going on over here. Figured I'd do a quick live before I end my day. Can't get that vote today. But I'm gonna pick it up first thing in the morning before the sun comes up. Thank you, Sven. It wouldn't be possible without you and everyone else, you know. So, I mean, it's all thanks to you guys. If it wasn't for you, I couldn't do it myself. I had to do it with a little help from my friends. But thank you very much. Maybe one day this channel will be so big we can actually visit each other, you know. Be jumping on a line and like, hey, Sven, we're so successful now, man. I'm flying to you, man. Pick a date, take some time off, and I'll come visit. But, you know, you never know. I saw his live the other day, this young dude, he was only like 20 years old. He said he'd been doing YouTube for like 6 years. I just so happened to stumbled on it and watched it. And I mean, his channel's big. I mean, he had like 49 million subscribers, and he had the numbers showing, and it just kept climbing constantly. I was like, wow, man, that's amazing. Maybe, you know, I highly doubt our channel, you know, be that big. 50 million subscribers. That's crazy. I saw a little snow this morning, but I don't think we'll see any snow today, anymore today. But we're expecting a big snowstorm back in Tennessee. So what I'm doing right now is headed up here to a salt mine, and we'll pick up about 40,000 pounds of salt and take it back to Tennessee so everybody can have some salt, including myself, which I got a couple of bags of salt in my garage. Probably need another bag or two. So, you know, so doing my part for my local community back home. We'll get everybody some salt so they can go to the store and buy some bags of salt this big winter storm. So we're expecting anywhere between 1 to 2 feet of snow. But, you know, we'll have plenty of footage of that, because I'll show you this when it does happen, Friday or Saturday, I don't remember. you off some stuff. All right, where you at? You around Cleveland? About to come into Cleveland, but I'm gonna stop a little short of it. Gotta be there at 6 a.m. in the morning, so I'm gonna get up about 4 a.m., leave about 4:30, give myself a little extra time to get into the city, because I gotta go straight through the city. So I may do it live in the morning, or when I get loaded and leave, I may do it then. Yeah, I know Tennessee's getting it. Unless it changes. Like I said, we're supposed to get between 1 to 2 feet of snow. So that's why I'm going up here to get salt, to bring it back to my hometown. Hey, Kales. In terms of truckers, the one that I know is closer to 1 million is Joey Whispers at over 650,000. Yeah, I know it. Last time I was on his channel, I think he had like 520,000. It's like, wow, I mean, that's pretty good. Maybe I need to get a local job, just do local runs and get a dump truck. There's a guy around town, he started out with 1 dump truck, now he's got 5 of them. I thought about working for him, but like you're home every day, but the money's not there, I talked to him once, and he's like, oh man, you'll make $900 to $1,000 a week. I said, yeah, I can't do that, my friend. And then you don't work when it rains. I'm like, yeah, I can't be doing that, man. I'd be making $1,000 a week. Hey, Kels. But I guess that's the trade-off of being home every day. Working on the road, you make less money. But it also depends on what area you reside in as well. Like home daily jobs up in New York probably pay pretty good, but it doesn't outweigh the cost of living, though. They probably make $140,000 a year in New York City being a truck driver, but the cost of living so high, doesn't really help them at all. Yeah, that's the trade-off. Some people need to be home every day. I mean, I wish I was, but the money just ain't there being home every day. At least not in my area. Like I said, that guy wanted to pay $900 to $1,000 a week. That's not enough. But that's about the going rate in my neck of the woods. What is that? What's $1,000 a week for 52 weeks? What, 55,000? That's crazy. I'm used to making 120, 130,000 a year, 140,000. That's a big difference. Most of the home daily drivers are paid by the hour, and the best pay on the road pay is percentage pay. That's where I've accumulated the most in revenue, is percentage. Like I've told y'all, I won't work for no less than 30%. not doing it because it's just not feasible. Most people want to pay 25, 26, 27, 28%. Well, I need 30, or you can find somebody else that'll work for you for less, and they will too. People really don't care, honestly. There's one person that won't do it. There's somebody out there that will for way less money. And that's a big problem, at least in our country. You know, it doesn't matter. It's like, hey, you can tell them, hey, I got a wife and 3 kids. They don't care. It's like, you want more money to support your family? Don't find somebody, don't forget you and find somebody that'll do it for less. I mean, I don't know what currency you got, but I'm sure that's probably pretty good in your country. Ray in here. Hey, Ray. We'll go play some Call of Duty Mobile, go live. Okay, I'm tired. You know, you gotta stop saying you're going live on my channel. Just say you want to go play some Call of Duty, Ray. No, I'm stopping, Ray. That's what Matthew did yesterday. I see why they're doing it. It finally makes sense. Shorter, I personally believe it is. You know, it really depends on how confident you are. If you're, I mean, it's not hard to learn to get your CDL. It's pretty easy. It just really depends on your own personal knowledge. Because when I was in school, there was one guy in there that no matter what, with help and everything from all kinds of people, he just could not figure it out. And he never got his CDL. He never got his permit. He couldn't pass the test. Or something like, you just couldn't, you know, the answers is in everything you read and learn. And for some reason, he just could not figure it out. But everybody else did. He was the only person. Like they said that the class I was in, it was the best class they had ever had. And I believe it because we all done well. But yeah, it's pretty easy. I think so. My personal opinion, it is. Hey, Russia. That's a silly question, Russia. Or you want spies? Driving trucks, you can't be on nothing. You cannot be impaired. Even driving vehicles, you cannot be impaired. You cannot smoke a joint and be like, hey, I'm going to go down to Taco Bell. You get pulled over, you know, whatever, how that situation ever went, like you can be charged for DUI. Even being sleepy, being tired, if you get pulled over and you're just overwhelmingly tired, swerving on the road, you got pulled over, that is also, you can also be charged for DUI. It's amazing. They get you no matter what, so. I'm pretty good, Russia. How are you? But yeah, Herman, I would say I would recommend finding something where you could obtain your CDL in 3 weeks. You know, people say, oh, you need a lot more training than that. But no, it varies from person to person. Maybe some people do, you know, and some people don't. Like I didn't. I got my CDL in 3 weeks. It varies from person to person. Just like drinking. Some people can drink and be perfectly fine. Some people can drink and they lose their mind. It's different for everybody. Hi, Julie. No problem, Herman. Just have to toughen it out, man. You get your CDL, if you go, you'll be hired right out of school with some company, depending on what school you go to. These mega carriers will, they'll take drivers like and they'll put you with somebody that has experience for 3 weeks, so you'll be team driving for 3 weeks. That's kind of tough. The truck doesn't stop. That's hard to do. And you make crappy money in the beginning. They'll pay you like a base rate too, like, you know, $600 a week. That's just like the salary before taxes. But some companies will pay like $900 a week. There's one, I don't remember exactly what they pay. It's upwards of like $700, $800, $900. They'll pay you that every week for however long you got to train. Like Rami out of Springfield, Missouri. They're the, like, I would recommend probably they're the best beginner company. But the problem with them is their training for brand new drivers is so long. It's so long. So I mean, I personally would not do that. Like, I mean, I think it takes like 5 months or something to complete their training. That'd be for somebody that has like no bills, no kids, because a man that has responsibilities out the behind cannot be making crap money for 6 months. He just can't do it. Unless you got rich parents like, hey mom, I'm gonna be making crappy money for 6 months. You help me pay my bills. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think maybe half the people have that and the other half don't. I was the half that I never had any help in life. And I wish I did. You know, so if you got that, be grateful. Be thankful and don't ever abuse it. A lot of them need to go back to learn how to follow the old school way. And the old school way is gone forever. I mean, people ain't willing to do what it takes to make a big change in this industry. They're just not willing to do it. They're too worried. Too something. I don't know. They're just not willing to stop. They're not willing to. And all you got to do is have the majority of trucks just like say screw it. The majority of drivers just stop for 3 days. You know, like 80%. It has to be over 50%. It has to. Upwards of like 65% of all drivers nationwide stop 3 days, and you'll have everything you want in this industry. But nobody's willing to do that. They're okay. They're content with making $500, $600 a week. They're content with it. You want to make the old school money, you got to stop the damn trucks. About 8 years. I've been driving these trucks for about 8 years. You know, like I've told everybody that you're new, I was only supposed to do it for a year or two. And I've been doing it ever since, but you know, And another thing that's kept me in it is I have made some really good money. But there's jobs out there where you're not going to make really good money. And there's jobs out there where you are going to make, you know, $300,000 a year or more. But a lot of that depends on how fast you learn the ropes and the experience. A lot of it has to do with your experience. You know, and it has to, you know, but trucking is a different type of industry, that's for sure. Because a lot of these companies will micromanage you. They'll watch every single thing you do. Like it's crazy. They make you feel more like a prisoner. I've experienced it. It's amazing. It's like you got a warden up your ass all the time. People calling you constantly, waking you up in the middle of the night when you're trying to sleep. You got to announce yourself as a number, not a name. You can't call and say, "Oh, hey, I'm Herman Shorter." They don't know who that is. You got to. They'll ask you for your number. Your number. You got to go. Oh yeah, my number is 3675279. That's how you have to identify yourself. That's how they know who you are. At least in these big mega carriers. But some people love it. They're like, "Oh, I love being micromanaged. I love it so much. I love being told what to do." You know, but if you desire a pat on the back, so saying good job, well done, you're awesome, then this is not the industry for you, because you will not get that. Not appreciated, you're underappreciated, you're not valued nothing. People hate your guts. It's a real cutthroat, shitty industry, to be straight, real honest with you. But, you know, it can be worth it. In the beginning, it feels like, man, now Herman, if you do this, in the beginning, it's going to feel like, you're going to think to yourself, what did I get myself into? This is shit. But you have to toughen it out, you know. It's that first 6 months is the absolute hardest, and that first year is the hardest. But after that, when you learn stuff real quick, you're set. But driving this truck and backing these trailers, 53-foot trailers, 13 feet, 6 inches tall, it's not as hard as you think. Trust me, it is not hard. As a matter of fact, I'll show you here shortly. Like I'll whip it right in there and go, "Damn, man, like you seem like you've been doing this longer than 8 years. You was born doing this." It's really simple. I got a stretched out truck, you know. The closer your trailer is to your tractor, the easier it is to back. I can back in trucks up everything, anyway. But this truck's a little different. It's a W900, and it's like 8 feet from the back of my truck to my trailer. So you got to really know what you're doing to operate this truck. Plus, it's an 18 speed. And these days, the majority of people don't know how to drive a standard, yet alone a semi-truck standard. But I tell you what, this is easier to shift gears and drive than a 5-speed. If any of y'all have a 5-speed or a 6-speed, whatever, this is easier to drive than that. I have 2 5-speeds. This is easy. So that's easy too, but catch my idea here. Put music on the truck just for a minute and then you can cut it off. I I can't do it for copyright reasons, and I don't have an extra device to play non-copywritten music. Yeah, so if I started playing some AC/DC Hell's Bells, you know, I'd get flagged for copyright. I don't own licenses to it. So I'd have to play some music that I consider sucks, that like is non-copywritten. So you can do that. My brain can't tolerate that type of music. It's like, my personal opinion is just terrible. Yeah, you forgot about that. Yeah, if you ever do YouTube, you gotta remember that. Like I was, where, you know, when you go to my channel and you see that steer tire blowout, where I recorded that off of my computer when that happened to me on a live stream. YouTube flagged it for potential copyright, and you got to talk to them, and I sent them a message back, and they investigated it. It was like, oh, okay, this is this guy's content, so they took that away. But they, you know, got the video on there. If you want to see, that's probably one of the scary parts about trucking, is if you have a steer tire blowout and you're super heavy. Yeah, hit the royalty-free music library. Yeah, I could probably get a cheap phone and play some non-copywritten music. No problem, buddy. I appreciate that, Herman. Yeah, I'm almost to my destination right now. I tried to call these people earlier because I gotta grab 40,000 pounds of salt, take it back down to Tennessee, to my home state, so everybody can have some salt before this big snowstorm comes in. And I called them, see if I could get it today, and they're like, no, you can't. So my appointment wasn't until noon tomorrow, and so got it changed for 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. So I didn't want to hang out until noon, you know. So now I can get up 4 a.m., leave at 4:30, get into the city before the city wakes up, get in there and get loaded, and be out by 7:30, hopefully, tomorrow morning. Then be back down in Tennessee tomorrow afternoon, early evening. Get this sawed off just in time for everybody to go buy some. You know, people's going to be looking for salt. They can't find it right now. Then they'll be like, oh, you got salt now? Yeah, got some. Truck came in. Trucks bring everything, guys. Everything. When you go to the store, buy anything, just, you know, you got to, you know, just like, thank the truck driver without hearing you. Like, hey, driver, thanks for bringing this shampoo bottle here so my wife can wash her hair with this expensive garbage. Hey driver, thank you for bringing me this roll of hamburger meat, this awesome, nice looking filet and tomahawk steak. Thank you, truck driver. You know, thank whoever that guy was. Oh man, I just bought me a 2026 Jeep Wrangler. Thank you, truck driver. You can also thank Stellantis because they manufactured it, most likely out of Toledo, Ohio. Am I married? Yes, I am. Got an old lady and 2 young children. My son just turned 7 back in November, and my daughter is 4. make their own music with AI. Yeah. I've heard some of that AI music on YouTube. I just stumbled across it one day and I listened to it. Some of it I liked. And I watched this one that was real long. It was like an hour and 45-minute AI music thing. It played multiple different songs. And I recognized while I was listening to it, and I listened to about 40 minutes of it. And I was like, you know what? The lyrics to every one of these songs is all extremely similar. I was like, okay, well this sucks, so I changed it. Right away, you're in the middle lane. You're supposed to be riding in the middle lane doing 60 and a 70. Some people don't know how to drive. It's just the truth. They don't, some don't. But I ain't saying I'm perfect. I've made some little mistakes driving down the road. I've ran stop signs by accident. I've ran red lights by accident. Stop at a red light. Who else has done this? You pull up to a red light, you stop, and for some reason, you run it anyway. Like, not even thinking. And then realize by the time you get all the way through, you're like, oh man, I just ran a red light. I just did that back in December too. I was like, what? It's amazing how that happens. Yeah, you married too, Herman? I get to talk to some cool people in the chat. I like when I meet new people that talk. You know, we do a lot of learning on here. We kind of educate each other. You know, if you've got questions about trucking, it only makes sense to ask somebody behind the live that's driving a truck. That's probably why my channel will never be very successful, because you know, if you got questions about trucking, I'll tell you the truth that you can't find on YouTube. But before I got into trucking, I got on YouTube and for a solid year watched YouTube videos about trucking, and I never could find the, you know, a lot of the crucial information. And you'll learn this stuff when you get into it, and they won't tell you, but I will. That's probably why my channel will never do no good. They don't tell you how cutthroat it is. They don't tell you how shady it is. They don't tell you how screwed up it is. They don't tell you about the mega carriers, how they micromanage you, do this, do that. They don't tell you how, like, you asked for some time off and you live in Dallas, Texas, and you know, you gave them a 3-week notice, you wanted 2 or 3 days off, and you do it, and for some reason that day comes and you're in Hartford, Connecticut. They don't tell you this stuff. They don't tell you that you're a number, not a name. They're not gonna hurry up and get over. We got 1.3 miles. I hate doing this, but a lot of times when you get to exits, there's always a ton of traffic. Alright, that could, you know, it's okay to get divorced, I think, as long as it wasn't your fault and there's a real legitimate reason behind it, because I don't believe in divorce. But you got 2 kids, Logan and McKenna. Did I say it right? McKenna. It's an interesting name. My son's name's Ryder and my daughter's name is River. Hopefully I'll see them tomorrow night. hopefully I can take the rest of the week off. Usually I only work 4 days a week. Oh, good. Are you mod again? Hang on, Manilow. There you go, Manilow. There you go. I got you. Like being a nobody. Don't be all negative, Manilow. You're a mod now. You're back to being a mod. You got your title back. I just modded you right when you sent that last message. Don't be all negative. Life's too short to be negative and upset all the time. Although sometimes you can't help it. Sometimes you can't. I don't think anybody really can. Life can't be perfect. It's just not possible. But all we can do is try to make it as perfect for us as we can. That's it. And that's good enough for me. Life is too short. That's correct. It's too short to be upset, pissed off all the time. It's like I want to try and be as happy as I can, which I got a little angry earlier today. You know, I'm not perfect, you know, but I did. I fell victim to my own ignorance. But I'm fine. It just takes time. You got to give yourself some time. It's over here, Subway. I might go to this TA over here. They got it, Burger King. I think I'm in the mood for Burger King, not if I can figure out how to get in there. But no idea. Yes, that's impossible. I don't know. Or is it on up here? I don't know. That's right. Okay. We're going to go to the TA, I call it the TA. But Herman, what you want to do, you're always happy. That's good. Some people naturally are always happy. That's probably about the only thing of human beings I envy, is like people that are just naturally happy. And no matter what happens, man. And like, that's awesome. Where do I want to park at? Where do I want to park at? Like parking on the corner spots, but I think I'm gonna do that right here. And I'm gonna hit that trash can. Pull up a little bit more. Well, you don't necessarily need all this room, but I had to show you another day how to do this when you ain't got the room. gonna stay right here for the night. Dang, it's only 2:25. Really enjoying? Yeah, I appreciate that, Herman. Yeah, this is it. Parked beside this bobtail right here. Window's dirty from that snow. But this is it. You just sleep back there in the bunk right there. Sleep right back there. Just go to bed. Everybody's getting fuel. This is the truck stop, baby. Don't ever park on a corner spot. Simply because, believe it or not, like I said, there's a lot of people that don't know how to drive, including truck drivers. And what they'll do is they'll try to turn down through here, and they'll do it where they didn't give their trailer enough room to do it. And what happens is their trailer will come right through here, and they'll clip your truck. So, you know, this is rare for me to actually take a chance on parking on a corner spot, because you don't never do that. But I'm going to today because the door is right over there, and I don't feel like walking. Not in this cold anyway. I got this simulator on my phone. It's a truck game, and I got this truck. I modified it all. That, and I put a V6 on that truck. Did you? This ain't a simulator though. This is not a simulator. Does this look like a simulator to you? Yeah, this is not a simulator. That's funny that there's people that jump on here sometimes and they call it a simulator. We are in just outside of Cleveland, Ohio. We got to go into Cleveland, Ohio first thing in the morning, pick up about 40,000 pounds, 42,000 pounds of salt, and we're taking it down south for that winter snowstorm. It does not. Hey, kitty cat. I'm enjoying watching you. No, sir. You know, I don't think you can have a pew-pew on a truck simulation game. You know, I don't think you can have that on a truck simulation game. Pretty heavy. Well, good luck. Be safe on the road. Cheers. All right, Fancy 1000. Fazy. Look at that guy go. Look at him go. I wonder if I could. I ain't gonna keep the live going like all night. I don't know. I might. So I can see if anybody clips my truck. No way you got that. Yeah, we got that, bud. It's called protection. It's called the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Yeah, I got videos. You can go check out my page. I got one video where I just recently went to the firing range. Took a picture of a little bit of the arsenal at the firing range. Go to the community post, I think that's what you call it. I shared a picture. Check it out. Yeah, I'm a gun enthusiast. I believe in the Second Amendment, which I'm from Tennessee, you know, grew up around guns and stuff. Yep, that was me. Saw a video of me shooting an AK. Yep. That was a Romanian AK-47. Oh, there's Prime. Herman, there's Prime. I wonder if that's actually a Prime truck. No, it ain't. Third party. So we get to sit here for the next about 14 hours. We're going to have to sit here. Alright, y'all. Well, hope y'all hit the like button. I guess I'll keep the live going for a minute. I'm gonna run in here and see what's going on up in this truck stop. I rarely ever go to TAs and stuff. I like Petros and TAs though. I don't know. I don't know if I will or not. Somebody might jump up here and jack my phone and jack the truck. Who knows? Somebody could be on the live sitting in this parking lot. Who knows? There's a guy walking. You'll never know he was on a YouTube channel. Let's get a good view of him. There he goes. Alright, y'all. Well, appreciate you being here. Appreciate you hitting the like button. Hopefully you knocked out the subscribe button as well. Thank you for the 0 super chats. Appreciate the 0 super chats. But the like button's free. Checkout time.